We are dishing on all the action before then. Our very own resident foodie, Shern-Min Chow, is live from the Wortham Theater, where we will learn who will win those coveted Michelin stars. Shern-Min, you can already feel the excitement. What's the atmosphere like this evening?
Oh, it is fabulous. Let me step aside so I can give you just a look around. So this is the mezzanine floor of the Wortham Center, and they have transformed this into a beautiful reception party, little black tie action going on, beautiful people, beautiful food. Come on and take a look. This is just the kind of thing that is a foodie heaven slot. Rosie Cannonball, they've got blistered bean salad. I don't even really know what that is, but by the way it's been going, it must be delicious. We're going to swing back around here as well. Of course, there is live entertainment. Beautiful violinists playing this evening with a very unusual violin lit up in this gorgeous red. And earlier we were by this station. All really caught my eye. It is an ice sculpture here, a Petrosian. It's a caviar company from Paris, France, and they have all different kinds of caviar to be tasted. So for those of you who may enjoy something like that. Now I'm gonna swing back around here as we keep walking through the crowds. I want to show you what else. They have selfie stations. That is, of course, back there, the iconic Michelin insignia. 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, of course, is the very top. And a lot of folks have been snapping photos and having a fabulous time. Spotted some of the chefs who are, we presume, nominees tonight. And that's a big secret. They can't tell you. They're not even supposed to tell you if they got an invitation to tonight's event. Now, this food station is by Cisco. They provide food for restaurants as well as hospitals and schools. Also, they do some fine and elegant dining stuff. All right, I'm not a big oyster fan myself, but tell me, what have you got going on here?
So we've got Gulf Coast oysters from both Louisiana and Mississippi tonight, and we're serving it 3 different ways. We're serving it with a classic mignonette, which is the more acidic red wine with a little bit of sherry and shallots. We're serving it with a gazpacho, very Spanish, and then we're finishing the last one with a granate of grapefruit and fresh thyme. So which one would you like?
Well, I will eat the grapefruit. You may have to hold the oyster for me, but I think a lot of people would enjoy that. That is very unusual. When was the last time you had grapefruit on your oyster? Fantastic. All right, swinging around, more stuff to see. And yes, it wouldn't be a Michelin night without adult beverages. This is the tequila station. So they've got all kinds of little sippers here for people to enjoy. You know, and one of the interesting things, if you remember maybe from last year, when Michelin first arrived in Texas, it gave, for the first time ever, awards, stars to barbecue. And that was a big deal, timed very well with its debut here in Texas. This is a barbecue station, and it actually won a Bib Gourmand last year, and that is for good value as well as fabulous food. I'm sorry, we're weaving in and around the crowd here, trying not to cause too much commotion. Those folks are enjoying their beverages and the evening here, walking around. Oh, I see food critics galore everywhere. Oh, check it out. We're running into, sorry, am I interrupting your work?
No.
It's the Hangry Houstonian. Those of you who follow on social media, you will know Danielle Dubois. Fancy meeting you
Yeah, such an exciting night for Texas. Obviously, with the Michelin Star Awards being here, it's been amazing the past 2 years. It's been so fun.
So barbecue, right? Typically a more affordable kind of everyday meal, if you will. And that's the cool thing with the Michelin Awards now. They're also including these Bib Gourmands for, you know, maybe more reasonable, affordable kinds of meals.
Yeah. No, I love the fact that they're making it more approachable. You know, you think of Michelin, you think of something that's more of like a specialized meal, maybe once a year, but with a gourmand, you're able to have a more approachable meal, which is so fun for diners.
All right, let's take a look at the barbecue. Let's not just talk about it, let's take a look and let people have their mouths watering here. Oh, so delicious. You know, the whole social media thing has been huge in terms of influencers and food. It may be about the top thing, in my book anyway. I mean, people love scrolling by and seeing, what are some of the new trends you are seeing in food?
really anything that, adds an experience to just your average dining, right? So anything that's on fire, or there's a restaurant now in Houston called Toca Madera, they have fire breathers. So anything that really adds an experience to your dining. Dining nowadays just isn't enough. Like, good food is not just enough these days, unfortunately. You have to have a full experience as well. Especially if you're gonna have, what the price tag is on some of these restaurants, you need more of an experience as well, so.
All right, Danielle, we'll see you inside. Thank you very much. #HangryHoustonian. All right, we're going to move around here. So, of course, every event needs party favors. Well, of course, it's Michelin, so they're going to be doing it up right here. Come on this way. I want to show you something. This is it's a bottled water company, really. It's Evian. But so what they are doing, I don't know if Ryan can take a peek over here. They are engraving the backs of these like little keychains, and this is something afterwards you can go ahead and hang on a bottle of wine or like a makeshift keychain. This is a completed one. I'm going to lay it down here. I don't know if you can get a good look at that. But there they go, all night long. This is what they are doing, giving it that extra personal touch right there. How long does it take you to do one of these?
It takes maybe 2 minutes to do it, to really carve into it.
Not too bad, not too bad. And you're obviously very popular. You got a whole line here. And a gorgeous display as well. All of these beautiful water bottles and the floral design back there. All right, I'm going to swing around this way to the left behind Ryan. And let's see what else we can find here. Oh, the crowds are getting full. Oh, more adult beverages. Look at that. If you're in the mood for a little cappuccino. Oh, I believe that's a martini espresso, Ryan. What do you say? Yeah? Okay. I think we're getting a nod there from our photographer. All kinds of fun stuff. We also saw the Michelin man out here, but the fellow on who this is all based, the guy in the sort of the white tires all the way around. So this is actually created from the original Michelin tire company over 100 years ago in France, because the Michelin brothers thought, well, we need a way to promote the tires. We need people to start driving. And they thought, what better way than to have a restaurant guide and have people drive far and wide for good food? It was a pretty brilliant idea, and it may be almost more famous than the tires themselves. Really, a fabulous evening. The rumor is about 400 people will be here, maybe some 200 folks, 1 to 200 folks may be getting some kind of an award, but we will, of course, keep you posted. Can I bring back a little doggy bag for you guys?
Yes, you can. You can start with those. You can start with those oysters that you refuse to touch, Shern-Min.
Well, we certainly understand.
I gotta be honest.
We certainly understand. You've been a great tour guide navigating us there through the pre-show. Have you been able to actually taste any of the food yet that you've been showing us?
You know what? I'm embarrassed to say I haven't quite yet, but promise I will make up for it. I absolutely promise. I haven't quite yet, but boy, will I get there. Don't you worry.
I know you will. We were talking barbecue earlier this week, right? A corkscrew, one of my favorites. So we were just talking about barbecue in general and it being in my family. So I know you enjoy barbecue as well, Shern-Min. So those sliders, I bet you circle back around too.
Absolutely, yeah. And I did see a couple of the winners from last year who are back. You know what, I'm gonna dish the tea, a little who's who. So this is Chef Felipe Riccio. He is from March. They won a star last year. Are you hoping for 2 stars this year?
Oh, that's a tough question. It's up to Michelin. We continue to do the hard work that we do, and if it gets rewarded, that's great. Yeah.
We will see what happens. All right.
Yeah.
And they have some other restaurants in their chain that may get a nod as well. We will see. That'll all start about 7:15. But there are a bunch of, in the foodie world, like who's who around here. If I spy anybody else real quick, I'll point them out. What about you guys? You got any favorite foods that you are keeping an eye on?
So it's interesting, you spoke with the influencer hangry Houstonian, and she mentioned Toco Madero. Been dying to go there. There's been so much talk around that restaurant. Another restaurant that you talk about a lot, Shern-Min, and have featured before, Tatemo as well. I also think it's interesting observing who's there, and perhaps that gives us a little sneak peek as to who may walk home with those coveted stars too.
Yeah, everybody wants to know. So this is kind of interesting. The chefs told me that they are all on a big group text chain, and every one of them checking in with each other. Did you get an invite? Did you get an invite? Because if you get an invitation, what that really means is you will be recognized in some way, whether it is a recommended, whether it is a star, whether it is a VIP gourmand, we don't know, but you're on the list. And so that's kind of interesting. It's the old game of telephone, literally with their phones as they're trying to find out. But it's really very secretive. The Michelin inspectors are completely on the QT. Nobody knows who they are. They eat out most meals every week, and they have a territory. Texas obviously is this territory, and there is no knowing. Nobody knows when they come. They pay for their own meals always. And there's some, I'm going to actually ask Ryan to pan around a little bit so you can see more of the room. And they never tell you when they're coming. You never know. And there are rumors, right, that, they might drop a fork on the floor and then time it to see how quickly a waiter might come to pick it up. They may check the bathrooms to see how those look. There are 3 stars. One is great food. 2 is, kind of that next level of fantastic food, someplace that you would go, for, if you're taking a visit, you would definitely go there. And 3 is what they call destination dining, that you would plan a trip because of that restaurant. So somebody from Paris, France might come to Houston, Texas specifically because they want to try a starred barbecue restaurant like Corkscrew, which won last year.